Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, in this presentation, I do not want to share any opinion about the future of artificial intelligence with you. But I would like to attract you with a vision, the vision of artificial individual lifetime peers, which vision in my mind is not else that a kind of gravitation point of human-centered AI or humanistic AI or AI for social good narratives. Just let's think to the landscape of different technologies converging into one integrated entity like fintech in the financial sector, proptech in property management, and now, or edutech, and now we can see the sales tech landscape. We can see how segmented the landscape are, how many applications, how many programs, how many solutions are there supporting sales activity. Now let's change the sales into individual life support, call it human tech, human technologies. And let's interpret IA as intelligence augmentation. And we can imagine a world when all these apps, solutions, and tools are dedicated to support every kind of individual human action in every age. And now let's take onto the table another vision, a primordial framework which we can imagine, which start to exist when an individual first time interacts with an artificial intelligence entity. It's a kind of initiation point into the digital ecosystem, which is regularly between somewhere 3 and 4 years old children. In other cultures, this initiation point is coming later. Now, this framework, its core has a twin structure. The AI serves only its compeer and shaped by their private interactions. Later, it can be programmed by the owner, him or her. There are a lot of best practices. Build your own robot fleet, build your own personal assistant, and so on. The system keeps every unique interaction data and use them for secure identification. The human and his or her machine compeer are growing simultaneously. This core is migrating to new, more complex hardware and software frameworks and orchestrates the growing solution reservoir for a lifetime. Now, we all know those services which can be integrated into this new framework. These are the basic personal services, the various interface technologies, all the health monitoring and health support tools and applications, all the education, learning, intention solutions, and finally, all the transaction-like or transaction-based activity forms. They can be integrated into this framework. Of course, there are a lot of predecessors of these solutions, which are island-like separate developments for business goals, and their humanistic message or possibilities are just the secondary reasons behind the development. So this new framework provides a new philosophy or a new logos, a new logocratic background of why to develop and how to integrate these solutions, how to migrate the content of personal interactions from dinosaur toy to more complicated solutions later. And of course, if we visualize the possible layers or ladders of the AI support, it's obvious that the mechanical or the analytical one are the easiest part of this framework. And the intuitive or the empathetic part is always more complicated in the contemporary developments. But if the intuitive and empathetic part is based on the personal interactions, the original and unique personal interactions of one given human and one given machine, it's a kind of co-evolution, a special co-evolution where the intuitive and empathetic parts can be managed in a better and more successful way than in the contemporary systems and solutions. And of course, the human part should be also changed. There are a lot of new roles, new human roles around this so-called architecture, new architecture. In the first steps or during the first steps, these are the parents who should learn how to manage, how to develop this twin, this co-evolution of their children and their personal machines. And later the teachers, the medical experts, and of course, representatives of other human services too. Additionally, we can imagine a new meaning for the metaverse too. Now, metaverse is a kind of a trial how to transplant human life into a virtual world, but it is a dead end in my mind. But the metaverse as a platform of artificial intelligence components or a cooperation point, a cooperation structure of the machine components of these twins, it is a very prospective point to imagine this kind of metaverse with a strong competition of different stakeholders, supporting, of course, the integrability and the interoperativity as a basic architectural norm. Of course, this architecture can be based on the well-known Asilomar AI principles, and it can serve always the needs and goals of the human parts of these compeers. Finally, we can start to think on the name of this special co-evolutionary framework or architecture. I coined these names. The title was Artificial Individual Lifetime Peer, but we can understand why it's possible to use the simultaneously grown proprietary digital fellow or a co-evolving private AI core, or when we think on the possible reservoir of solutions, it's an individual life support technology stack. So I'm absolutely open to coin a new, more attractive or simple form for this co-evolution. And I would be glad to discuss the issues with you during the panel. Thank you very much.